Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Monday the 19th of the 4th, 2021. The time is just coming up to 0455 GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, the North American session. Right, Friday the 16th, then the last full trading day we had a positive opposed driver in the pound, plus 132, front and back door flows, mainly coming out of the yen at minus 80, out of the dollar at minus 62, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 10, activity plus or minus 142. Right, over the last week then, just to give you some context, we had an unopposed negative driver in the dollar at minus 317, no backdoor flows then, but the opposing positive flows were mainly going into the pound at plus 156, next into the yen at plus 95, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 66, activity plus or minus 317. So last week we had the dollar negatively driving to the exclusion of all else, and the pound and the yen and the euro soaking it up in order. Right, intraday then, this is what's happened in the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive unopposed driver in the yen at plus 80. We've got no front and door, no backdoor flows, but we've got this unusual situation of we've got a neutral rock because the dollar is at zero, and so we've got a negative secondary driver in the euro at minus 79, and the pound is the negative mover at minus 1. So there's not much in it there between the dollar and the pound, fairly static. Right, activity plus or minus 80. What's going to knock it about this week? Well, quite a lot actually. Well, Sunday, which was Sunday night, which we just had, the 18th, we had some positive JPY trade balance data. We've got very light data day today, Monday the 19th, so watch out for that. Tuesday, tomorrow, we've got China rates decision, RBA minutes, GBP claimant count, ECB bank lending survey, and the NZD CPI. Wednesday, we've got AUD retail sales, GBP CPI, and the CAD Bank of Canada rates decision. And Thursday we've got the ECB rates decision. So there's a lot going on this week. Right, so let's look at what's happening in the flows. Say our trades have come back again, so we're about break even from a 1500 point loss and a 2900 point peak. So things are starting to swing back for us, which is useful. Right, so the euro then. What's been happening? The euro is weak across the board. The yen is strong across the board. The pound is strong, except against the dollar, the yen, and the NZD. The Swiss is weak, except against the euro. The CAD is strong, except against the yen, the dollar and the pound. The AUD is weak, except against the euro and the Swiss. The NZD is strong, except against the yen and the CAD. And the dollar is strong, except against the yen, the pound and the NZD. Right, so what have we got? We've got euro weakness and yen strength, and take your pick in the middle. Now, we'll look at the asset classes themselves. So, let's get this off. Right, so US dollar index. Right, the US dollar index has got this sort of look to it. It's below the recent resistance breakout. So gold gold's operating. In fact, we can do better than that. We can right, so we can, gold had this double top and it's now back at this, so that had that double top there. It's now back at these previous supports. So, and gold's about 0.4 off the floor, yes. So gold's come up a fair bit. Oil's come up as well. It's 0.3 from the high. Right, Wall Street's broken and above the recent high, and it's still above there. S&P had this double top and it's broken, and it's staying above there. The tech broke and it's staying above there as well. So equities are steaming at the moment. US 10-year and the bond. Now the US 10-year is basically 0.45 from the floor, and this is the price. So yields have come off, and the bund is about 0.33 from the floor. So you can see that whilst we originally, about a week or so ago, US yields were outgunning the European yields, now that's completely reversed and US yields are relatively lower than European yields, which should have a positive bearing on the euro dollar. So we'll see. Anyway, copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 had 5 pumps, went back to the second pump, went back to base camp, and it's now operating at about 3.75 on the pump. So copper has come up basically. US steel looks like this. It was sold off at the double top, it broke, and it's come back down, and it's about 0.4 from the high. Right, so that's a whistle-stop tour of where the asset classes are. We know where the flows are, and we know what's been happening last week in terms of flows. So bearing in mind it's a light day today, somebody might have a go at doing something, but bear in mind that it'll be noise, sort of muscle driven rather than fundamentals. So we're short the dollar against the euro, the pound and the AUD, and we're short the NZD against the euro, the pound, the CAD and the AUD. Right, well, our macroeconomic scenario is starting to pan out. Today could be quite weird because, as I said, it's a very light day today, and there's going to be a bit of shoving around in the market. But the theme going forward is likely to be, and when have we got it? Let's have a look. We've got the CAD's rates decision on Wednesday. Right, you're likely to see CAD strength in the complex going into the rates decision on Wednesday. So what we're talking, Wednesday the 21st, right? And particularly so the NZD CAD is particularly pumped. So look for falls in the NZD CAD and the CAD complex as a whole. Hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.